Hi everyone, Dr. Victoria Scribo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. I want to do a card reading on the full moon in Leo that is occurring this week. Is it Wednesday? I'll tell you in a second. Thursday. It's occurring on Thursday. It is a full moon in Leo. Of course, with the moon in Leo, the sun's in Aquarius, and Mars is squaring the axis of this full moon, as is Uranus. So a conjunction between Mars and Uranus. That is still within orb, although now Mars is leading the way, moving away from Uranus, so we can expect action in the direction of change, transformation, sudden out of nowhere, happenings, and progressivism, perhaps, or perhaps chaos. You don't really ever know with Uranus, but we do know that Mars is now an agent, so to speak, of Uranus after its conjunction, and it is still, moving in that new phase. So new things coming in, the new. And of course, in a square to the full moon, challenging our awareness of our most subjective part of ourselves, Leo, and the most objective situation, Aquarius. So we are in for an eyeful for sure. So let's see what the cards say about this full moon for us. I'm using the Illuminati deck, which is very ornate and beautiful and kind of reminds me of Leo quite a bit. And then, of course, the word Illuminati, illumination and all, and such. No, not the Cabal Illuminati, not that Illuminati. So, for those of you who see the word Illuminati and get excited, it's not really what this is about. Let's see what the cards say. All right. What do we need to be aware of around this full moon? What do we need to be aware of around this full moon? Okay, almost feels about right. Alrighty. Okay. So we have the Three of Cups to start with. So this is a celebration, raising up of the cups. You know what this kind of reminds me of? These beautifully clad women in yellow and pink and blue. It kind of reminds me of at the inauguration, we had Michelle Obama, and we had Jill Biden, and we had all these like beautifully clad women standing up there. You could really feel their energy. Okay, so crossed by anxiety. So while we are in somewhat of a celebratory mood, we still have all these worries, all these anxieties. So it's like we can't really fully experience the joy of victory, perhaps, or some sort of victory, because there's all of these sort of anxieties that are challenging us. And the interesting thing about the Nine of Swords is that it's really about nightmares. It's really a mind trick, a excuse me one moment. Hi guys. Sorry, I had to go take care of something. So yeah, the challenge of course is our anxiety, where it's high anxiety. And but in this picture, the swords aren't touching her. It's all in her head. And so I think that we have to be aware of that. We have to be aware of that. And while it's normal to worry about the things that are challenging us. It's not always, it's never really, um, it's never really helpful to worry. It just brings the energy. It just, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Just increases the energy of that, and the likelihood that'll happen. So worry and anxiety and fret, while it's understandable and it's in the air, perhaps we need to focus on that feeling of celebration and love, that feeling of unity, and a place of from a heart-centered place. Let's see what's at the root of this. Okay, the Nine of Wands. So this is the battle-weary soldier, sort of ready to take to continue to 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 fight. Many battles behind him, but standing strong and utilizing the knowledge of those many battles before to make that sort of final push. So there's an energy of sort of a final push here. And of course, it is fire, which is inspirational and spiritual and intuitive. And so there is a requirement for us to take everything that we have experienced previous, utilize that information, utilize what we know as we stand here ready to sort of move forward. We do have a battle before us. However, I feel like the battle that is before us is the battle that is within us. See, in the past, um, having the high moral ground, feeling like you're, you know, continuously having to. There's a sense of continuously having to. What's the word I'm looking for? Protect your position, protect your perspective from all comers, so to speak. Let's see what's in the sky. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. This is, I feel as though the Queen of Pentacles in the sky reminds us that there is help coming. There is financial help. There are people working in the direction of making sure that our needs are met. And I say that with the Queen because the queens are always the sustainer. They're the sustainer of the element. And the Queen is concerned with stability. And the Queen is concerned with making sure that that people are taken care of. It's a much less sort of selfish energy. Sometimes the king is much more associated with this is mine, right? But the queen is this is ours. This is ours. So a lot of really interesting feminine energy in this reading. And we have the Princess of Wands in the immediate future. So this is messages coming. It's requiring us to keep our intuition open, pay attention to the signs, listen for the messages. We're going to get more information. We're getting more information. And so perhaps this full moon is really quite that. Full moons, of course, bring a lot of awareness. And so we need to keep not just our outer ears open as to what's being said, but our inner ears as well. Hopes and fears. No, I'm sorry. How it's seen from the outside. The Hermit card. Introspection. Feeling as if we are like there's a hermitage energy here, an energy, also an energy of shining the light. So it's time to shine the light. It's time to take your wisdom and put it out there. Domestic situation, we have the Death card. the Death card. And of course, COVID is rampant here and elsewhere in the world. And so we can see many people will be passing, but death beyond that is a transformation. There's a change. There's a deep change happening um, in the consciousness of all of us. There's a deep change at home. What does home mean? What is the function of home? How do we need to what do we need to let go of in our domestic situation? That could be in your family, it could be in your home, it could even be in work, because a lot of people spend most of their time working and that becomes their domestic situation. So there's a need in some ways to let go. This is also perhaps a reminder to let go of those things that um, you no longer need in your life. You know what? Look around and see what you have, see what you need, and and um, pare down to the essentials. Hopes and fears, the Princess of Pentacles. So we're hoping for a new dawn. We can see there's a beautiful dawn right here in the background. Something is rising up, a new dawn, a new relationship to resources. But of course, as a fear, it can be, will we have enough resources? Of course, that's always a question. Let's see the outcome. We have the Four of Cups. Um, this reminds us that as bad as things seem, um, there is always something being offered to us if we look up, if we look around, if we look behind us. Spirit is um, offering us a gift, and we need to get out of our sort of uh, poor me. Oh my goodness, poor me. Oh my God, I don't, whatever it is that you feel like you lack, um, even though perhaps you don't lack much. Um, I think that the Four of Cups reminds us to be grateful, um, to 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 be grateful for where we're at, and then if we need more, to look up or look around because it's being offered to us. And then we have the Hanged Man as the outcome, and so this requires a well that I always pull to see if I can get a major arcana. So the major arcana outcome. This is requires us to look at life from a different perspective. So um, perhaps instead of looking at what you don't have, look at what you have. Instead of looking at uh, how what you wanted hasn't come to pass, look at that from a different perspective as an opportunity to maybe go in a new direction or a different direction or open yourself up to something else. The Hanged Man deals with our ability to open up to spirit. He hangs upside down, um, and there's a halo on his around his head, symbolizing his connection to cosmic consciousness. So this requires us. So there's a sense of patience. There's a sense of doing what it is that you can do and do it, mostly internal stuff, as it were, and what you can't do, to let it go, to trust that these things are will move in a direction of that will ultimately bring you to a new level of consciousness. Um, so that's what the full moon says to me. So to wrap it up, we are strong and ready to take it on. Help is coming. Don't try not to get too caught up in the anxiety. The anxiety. Keep your intuition open. Let go of the things that you no longer need in your life. Those things that are falling away that maybe you think you need, perhaps you don't need. Looking at life in a different perspective and practicing gratitude. All right, that's what the cards say to me. All right, I hope that you find that helpful. Like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Much love. Take care.